Okay, so, left off, I cleared my memory so I have some more space to record. I just had a bunch of old videos. We left the convention center and we go to get in Whitney's car and we pile in, and that was when we called Catherine to be like, oh my god, he kept your CD and he's gonna listen to it, it's in the suitcase. And then Catherine was like, oh my god, that's crazy. And we were like, we know. So yeah, then we get in the car and we take Mick to the Greyhound station, and there was a teary goodbye. And then we get in the car and we're on our way out of Cincinnati, and we're fucking hungry. So, and I think we had to turn around in that fucking, like, we couldn't, I don't know what happened, but we ended up, like, 2 hours of us turning around and going and ending back at the convention center, and I don't know what was going on. I don't know. And so, we get out, finally, we're on our way out to, on our way to Chicago. And we stop to get some food because we're fucking starving. And Mick calls me, and I'm just like, what the fuck, like, not, like, I'm not super happy to hear from you, but we've never spoken on the phone before. And that was actually the first time I ever talked to Mick on the phone, was when she called me, and she was like, Sam. And I was like, is everything okay? And she was like, my bus got canceled. And we're just like, shit. And so, I guess, like, the next one wasn't till, like, 8 in the morning the next day. And she was like, I already talked to Clark, I already talked to David, he's on his way down, and something. And I was just like, bah! Like, I don't know, I didn't have anything really to say at the time that I guess I should have said. Logical Samantha would have been like, this is what's going down, but at the time I was like, well, So I wasn't very helpful. I was like, just sit tight, we're gonna figure this out. And she was like, okay. And we were like, okay, you know. And so we hang up, and nothing was really solved, and, you know, we're sitting there, and we're like, we can't just leave her. We can't just leave Mick in some godforsaken Greyhound station in the middle of fucking Cincinnati, Ohio, with creepy black guys trying to sell her necklaces and shit. Like, this is not happening. We are turning around, and we're gonna drive and pick her ass up. So that's what we do. We turn around, and we go, and we get Mick, and David's there, and we were like, thank you, David, we got this from here, we're good. And so, we snatches the Mick, and we sit her in the car, and we're like, you're coming with us? And Mick's like, no, I'll stay, and I'll figure it out. And we're like, fuck that, get in the car. We're not leaving you here. And Mick was like, okay. Oh god, I love you, Mick. And then, so we're in the car, and it is fucking snowing and stormy, and we're just like, you know, and it's bad, like, it's fucking, like, this is not okay. Like, fucking sunshiny California person earlier in the day was like, it's not snowing that bad. And then it's like, we're driving through a fucking storm. We are driving through, like, a blizzard. Like, legit blizzard. Storm shit. And I'm just like, this isn't good. I don't know anything about snow, but I know this isn't good. And so, we're going. And then we stop and we get coffee at some fucking Dunkin' Donuts in who fucking knows where. And Mick teaches us about fancy coffee with air in it, and I kind of forgot the difference. But I know one has foam and one doesn't. I just don't know which one that is exactly. And so that happens. And then we periodically will scrape the X off of the car because it's fucking snowy as shit. And we're going for at least a good, like, 3 hours on ice. Poor Whitney, I felt so bad. I could tell she was just so overwhelmed. And I wanted to be like, I'll drive for a while if you want me to, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know anything about snow. I can't drive in snow. Like, if this were any fucking weather situation, I could fucking do it, but I do not know shit about driving in snow. And I was like, I'm just gonna crash and kill us. So, sorry, Whitney. But, she did fucking great, though. I mean, we had a few mishaps driving off the road, you know, whatever. We didn't die, but it was kind of surreal because we'd be going like 20 on the freeway and there would be all these people fucking passing us, and then we'd go a couple miles and then I would see those people fucking spun out on the side of the road, and I'm just like, this isn't good. This is not good. But, we fucking plowed through somehow, and somewhere along the lines, we're getting onto the freeway, and I don't know what happened. I was kind of starting to fall asleep. It felt like whenever I started to fall asleep was when shit kind of went wrong. Like, I probably cursed us in a weird way. But, Christina Aguilera was on the road mix, and we're getting on the freeway, and I guess... Wow, it's like 2 in the morning. Who cares? I guess there was like a patch of ice or something, but the next thing I know, I'm like falling asleep, and then we're like veering off the road. And I'm just like, oh, the car is going this way, but the road's over there. That's not good. And then I was like, oh shit! We're spinning out! And then we're in a fucking snowdrift. And I'm just like, okay. Well, awesome. And, so I get out, and I assess, and it doesn't look like Whitney's car is really damaged, and it looks like we're just kind of in a pile of snow, and yeah, we were stuck. And so I'm like, shit. And so I start to dig us out, and we just weren't going anywhere. And I was like, fuck, you know. She was front wheel drive, and that's the part that's in the most snow. And I'm like, that's not good. And so in the back of my head, I remember I watched this episode of, like, in my head, I was, I don't know, dazed and confused. But, I remember from that 70s show, Red was talking about, like, if you ever get stuck in a ditch somewhere, just get some sticks and kitty litter. And I look around, I think it was just kitty litter, and then I got the sticks from The Walking Dead. I don't know either. And I look around, and we're in fucking flat-ass Indiana. Like, who fucking knows where? In the middle of, like, some crazy ditch. And I have to say that Whitney, we did spin out, but if you had overcorrected or corrected properly, I think we probably would have just spun out more and ended up in, like, an icy river. So it's the lesser of two evils, I guess. So there's that. But, so I look around, and there aren't any sticks, or twigs, or even, like, fucking stupid grass that I could fucking maybe use. And I'm just like, of course! Of course! Like, of course, some fucking crazy, perfect, unreal weekend had to be topped by a hellish road home. Like, we were just meant to stay in Cincinnati forever. We should go back. But anyway, and then I'm like, car mats. Use the fucking car mats! And I'm like, Whitney, do you have any car mats? And she's like, I don't know. I think so? Like, she didn't have any in the front, and I was like, shit, what if she doesn't have any car mats? Like, my brain didn't think that that wasn't a possibility, you know? And I was like, I guess we could use our clothes. Just get naked. No objections. But anyway, she's like, I guess, I don't know, and then we checked, and she did. Praise the fucking Ritas-ass gods. She had car mats, and I was like, thank you. So I put them down, and we get out of the snowdrift, and I push us, and I push us into another snowdrift, because I didn't dig far enough, because I'm a fucking genius, and I'm like, shit, so we're stuck in another snowdrift, and then I dig us out, and then I do the car mats thing again. However, the car is still kind of on the car mats, so I had to, like, pull them out, which really hurt my hands, and they were, like, frozen, and I was just like, this is awesome. But, so I get the car mats, and I put them back, and then I start to push again, but this snowdrift is bigger than the first one. I guess when we hit it, we were going a lot faster, so we pushed through a lot easier, and then the snowdrift stopped us, but the fucking, the snowdrift we were in then was definitely a lot harder to get out of, and I'm pushing, and I'm trying to get some force on the car, and I'm just like, I'm not getting anywhere. Like, I think I could have done it maybe, I don't know. I was not 100% when this all happened, so I was just like, fuck. And then Whitney, bless her fucking heart, gets out and helps me push. And I'm like, thank God. Like, I probably couldn't have done it by myself. I probably could have, if I tried hard enough. But I was just so running on empty. I was just like, this is not good. But, so we push us out, and Mick, the expert car maneuverist, gets us and drives us out of the ditch and gets us back on the road. And then, you know, we calm ourselves down, and we continue on, and we're driving. And then there weren't really any other mishaps after that. We got through the ice, and then it was just plain snow, and it was fucking surreal as fuck and creepy. Creepy as hell. There was no one on that freeway for miles. And I was just like, there's nobody outside, what's wrong? Like, this is the zombie apocalypse. And, so there wasn't really anything else other than that happened, but we were just so tired. We were so fucking tired. So Whitney was like, just start talking to me. Just say something to me. Keep me awake. So crazy, haven't eaten or slept in 5 days, Samantha just starts ranting about shit. Like, I couldn't even think of anything to talk about, so I just started talking about my family. I'm like, she's like, tell me about something, and I'm like, what do I say? And she's like, tell me about your family. And I'm like, fucking okay. So I just started talking for like half an hour about my fucking dad and my sister. I don't know why either, I'm sorry. But, and then we get through, and that lasts for a while, but then, I don't know. I guess I started to run out of things to say, and we kind of quiet down a bit. And then I'm starting to fall asleep. And then Whitney pulls off the freeway, and I'm like, what's going on? And she's like, I'm gonna fall asleep. We need to take a nap. And I was like, yes, naps! And she was like, I don't want you guys to be late to, you know, the airport. Because we pretty much just drove straight through the night. Cincinnati to the airport. No sleeping. There was no sleep there. And I was just like, whatever, dude. We'll take like a half-hour nap. We'll fucking get back into that weird, crazy energy out of nowhere fucking wave. And we'll just ride it out, you know? And we'll come to the next thing when we get there. And so we pull over and we take a nap in some fucking Denny's parking lot in the middle of fucking somewhere in Indiana for like half an hour. And then we get up. And then we just keep driving. And I think it ended up being like 10 hours or something really like crazy, like 10 to 12 hours of just driving. And then we get to Chicago and we see the skyline and we just we started singing Bohemian Rhapsody and we wake up beautiful sleeping Mick who had fallen asleep. And we're just like, Mick, we're in Chicago! And she was like, oh, hey! And so we just started singing. And we just pretty much sang all the way to the airport. Which was great. Even though we were we were dead. We were so dead. And we're just like, oh my god, we have to stay awake and get there. You know, it was like the perfect, like, weird ending. You know? And then we get to the airport and we're totally okay. We're right on time and everything was fine. And then we get Sophie, we check her bags and she gets in security and we say goodbye, which sucked. And we watch her go through the line for security and then she's gone. And it's Whitney, Mick, and I. And we go downstairs and we kind of hang out for a little bit and they're on Twitter. And then that's when they found out about that Walking Dead episode. Core posted some spoilers on Twitter, and they found out, and I was just like, sorry, that sucks. But they were like, whatever, you know, like it sucked, but they were just like, there's nothing we can do about it now. And so then it was my time to go, so I check my bag, and then I get in line for I say goodbye to them, and they're like, do you want us to wait for you to go through the gates? And I'm like, you guys are like half dead. You need to go home and sleep for like 10 hours. You know, and so we said goodbye, and they were off, and then it was just me in the airport, and then I went through security, and I got to my plane, and I flew home, and I met up with my mom, and she picked me up at the airport, and it was awesome and great. So yeah, wow. This is gonna be like an hour and a half. I really have to cut this down. Only the not so good parts. So yeah, all in all, basically I guess this was like a favorite Horror Hound memories video, but I pretty much just explained the whole weekend to you, because it was all my favorite. Yeah, so it was a great weekend. It was really awesome. Like, I feel like I talk about it all the time, or I keep saying the same things, because I don't feel like I'm doing it justice by saying it was a great weekend. Because it was a fucking awesome weekend. It was so great, and I miss you guys so much, and I don't know, it's just, I totally went on like a huge ass fucking whim. Like, I don't know, Whitney and like Catherine was like, hey, we're going to this convention, and I was like, can I go with you? Like, I totally was just like, hey, can I come? And you guys were like, yeah. And I was like, awesome. And I was like, shit, I should like really go. And then I went, and then I bought my ticket, and then I bought my airplane ticket, and then I was like, wow, I'm really gonna go. And I was like, this is alright. Because I've never really done anything like that before. I'm not a very impulsive person at all. But it was just totally on like a whim. It just felt so right. And I guess that's why, because it brought us together, so. Best decision, you know. I don't want to be like all fucking dramatic and be like, best decision of my life. But it was pretty much the best decision of my life. So, there's that. Yeah. Wow. Thanks for sticking with it, I guess. I don't know if you're ever gonna get the chance to watch all of this, but if you do, then I love you, so I hope you're having a great day, and yeah. That's Horror Hound for me. I'm wearing my Horror Hound shirt, I'm wearing my California hoodie, I'm filming this on my suitcase. I propped my tablet on my suitcase that still has stuff in it from Horror Hound that I haven't taken out. I haven't taken shit out of that suitcase still. Just random stuff. Like, I think like my weird toiletries and like, I don't know, my wristband from the VIP pool party are just in the suitcase. And I think they're probably just gonna stay there. I don't think I'm gonna take those out. They're just gonna kick it in this suitcase in my room. And I'm okay with that. So, I don't know, because I feel like, I don't know, I just don't want to unpack. Never let go, Jack! Never let go! But anyway, I should really end this. So, that's my video. I'm not gonna go into anything else. this week because I feel like I do that a lot. Maybe I'll post another video, I don't know. But, yeah, so, I love you guys, and I miss you a lot. I miss you a lot. But it's nice that we talk. We pretty much talk like almost all day. Every day. So that's pretty fucking awesome. I guess I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.